times today already. We're live, by the way, but at least 5 times, just so you know.
So
All right.
in relationships, what are we supposed to not do?
Always or never. But in this case, it's always.
In this case, it just happens to be true. So you're giving yourself
Okay, in this case,
an
it's
exception.
5. It's 5. It's 5. It's 5. It's 5 times. Hey, good morning, everybody. We're back on YouTube. I don't know what happened, but they're letting us back on. So we're going to give it just a second, let you guys get rolling in here. I feel that we should start this with a little song. What do you think? Should we start with a little song this
As long
morning?
as it has something to do with cats.
I mean, it's possible. It could have something to do with dogs. It, you know, it's cats. If I just type in cats and Trump, let's just see what comes up, okay? If I just type it in immediately, we're going to have a little song. Okay? Now, here's the thing that I don't think people understand. Hang on. I don't think people understand how powerful music is. Maybe they do. If you don't understand the absolute power of music and pronouncing President Trump the absolute winner by a massive landslide the other night. Let's go. Let's hear it.
The dogs.
Hear it.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets that live there. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Get some harmony going
They're
here.
eating the pets of the people that live there.
Let's go. Hit the share button, guys.
People of Springfield, please don't eat my cats. Why would
Hit the like.
you do that? Eat something else.
Hit the
Notice
share.
the shirt.
People of Springfield, please don't eat my dog. Here's a catalog of other things to eat.
It's getting crazy,
They're
you
eating
guys.
the dogs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're eating the cats.
Meow, 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 meow.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're eating the cats.
Meow, 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 meow.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're eating the cats.
Meow, 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 meow.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there. They're eating the dogs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're eating the cats.
Meow, 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 meow.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
I mean, people are saying, Sharona, stop playing that song because it's raising money for 527 shell organizations, 527s. We talk about these all the time. But you know what? I'm gonna let it pass because that is my favorite version of they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, President Trump. What do you think? What do you think? Did he win? Did he win?
He's got well, here's what I think is Scamola, or whatever you want to call that being. Do you notice her reactions, her laughing, her inquisitive looks? I guarantee you somebody was in her mic. It was so obvious. Someone was in her ear with the little fake earring she had or whatever. And they're literally saying, okay, look inquisitively. Put your fist on your chin. And then, okay, now laugh like perplexed. Like,
Can't be happening. Can't be happening.
Shake your head. Like just like you don't understand what he's saying. I mean,
yeah.
it was such an acting job by that person. That's what I think. But I mean, yeah, somehow Trump knows what to say to get people Googling. There were hundreds of thousands of Googles about, eating
We're at
cats,
millions
and
now. We're
yeah,
at millions.
millions of
I mean,
Googles about eating cats and
yeah.
in Springfield, all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Yes.
but I'm a little bit edgy today, and here's part of the reason. I
Wait,
just want to say
pause.
this. Yeah,
Wait, sorry. For everybody just joining us just now on America's Mom and the Mister, first of all, let us welcome you. We never do that because we just jump right in,
I know.
but or we rarely do that, but we are so glad you guys are here. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button, share through Messenger to people that you think want our content. They want to hear what we have to say. They want to know what the tea is. They want to know what's going on in the world. And guys, in the comments, drop where you're from this morning. We had like I don't even know 21 states covered last night in our quick little American Library Association expose. Was not an expose, it was an exposure of local goofballs who are supporting queerizing children, but we'll get into that in a minute. So please share with us where you're from. Hit the like button. Hearts, lots and lots of hearts. If you hear something you love, heart it all day long. It really helps us. It keeps us going. And if you missed it, YouTube let us back on. So we're back on YouTube again. And who knows how long that will last after today. The song may get us canned, actually. So welcome everybody to America's Mom and the Mister. Now, you are edgy today, and it's just a fact.
I don't know. You want to know why?
Why are you edgy?
Okay.
Why?
They rigged the debate. Okay. They tried to, supposedly, they've tried to assassinate Trump twice now. I think it's probably been more than that. They lied about the job reports. We all know that. They lost millions of jobs, and then gave back government jobs. It's so ridiculous when you look at the charts and graphs about it. They added a candidate, supposed candidate, this fake being, whatever this Scamala, cackling Kamala, whatever it is, some actor, who knows what she is or it is, without getting any votes. It was installed.
Mhm.
They're hiding the actual number of violent crimes. They're hiding the number of crimes in general. And that was fact checked after the debate about Trump's claims that crime has gone up exponentially. We don't even need charts or graphs for that because you can feel it. You can see it on the news. You experience it. Okay. They're hiding the fact that Venezuelans and Haitians and who knows who else from what other countries are here illegally. And they're not only here illegally, they're here committing crimes at astronomical proportions, and they're taking over apartment complexes and neighborhoods and things like that. But listen, we all know that. That's all fact. And the debate being rigged now is fact. We knew it would be. Now it's been proven, but hold on. Let me just say this. The point is, we know they're doing all that, but they absolutely would never try to rig an election. That would be impossible. And plus, they're not that evil to rig an election. Come on. We know that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, even
The
though New
conspiracies
York
can only go so far. Come on.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I realize that the state of New York is now warning everybody that there will be no, let's just read it. New York Times confirms that there will not be an immediate winner on election night. New York Times puts this out, and early results could misleadingly suggest a Trump victory. However, this isn't necessarily a sign of flaws in the process, but rather the result of stronger security measures needed for counting mail-in ballots to protect democracy. You heard it here first. New York Times, who, by the way, always gets the reports coming from the Secretary of State's office first. There's a whole thing that we really need to cover. We need to have CanCon on, or Sean Smith on, Colonel Sean Smith, and we need to go through the Edison night reporting and how all of that actually works. Edison reporting, by the way, how do these people get the results before you in your own local county get the results of the election? Has anybody thought of that? Not really until the last 4 years. Edison reporting in collusion with Washington Times and New York Post put out the results they want. Predictive programming, right? And then they cause a riot if the results that they wanted are not being reflected in local communities. This is the New York Times, is what they're saying. Well, you have a lot of reasons to be upset. Should we take a look at the second reason you gave, that they just tried to assassinate President Trump again? Can we take a look at that?
Sure.
All right, let's take a look at this. So I want to give a huge, sometimes I don't need to agree with everybody on everything they do, but if they have good reporting, sometimes they're just good reporting. So Sarah Fields, this is on Twitter. If you guys are not following her, she is a really great reporter, actually. And this is her report. She was one of the first ones to get the information out. 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Ruth. Let's take a look at this hot man. Slightly whacked out. Ryan Wesley Ruth, background check on Ruth turned up about 50 pages of criminal activity. Most of the charges, state charges filed, unspecified, and cover a time span of 84 to 19. He registered to vote in North Carolina. Let's take a look at some of the stuff he's had to say. He did not vote for or would not vote for President Trump in 2020. We were all greatly disappointed, and it seems you are getting worse and devolving. Are you retarded? His words, not mine. I will be glad when you gone. On March 11th of 2020, he says Kimmel may have a valid point. What if C-19 does eliminate Joe Biden, Bernie, and Trump, and even Pence? Tulsi, we need to ramp up our efforts and grow support. So when the field narrows to none, you can win. Let me help. He's crazy. Here, lots of criminal and traffic reports, all of that. And he has been a Democrat. Let's just point out that right away, MSNBC started saying he's a Trump supporting Republican. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of them. I'm with you. I'm tired of them doing the blue-red thing. I'm tired of them trying to say that people within our own, and I'm tired of the party system, but people that align themselves with conservative values are also, they're telling the public these are the ones trying to kill President Trump. It's just ridiculous. So here is his voting history.
Why do these assassins or people that are attempting to assassinate supposedly, why do they all have three names? Why do we know them by three names? I don't get it.
I mean, yeah, so already I can't explain that, but they want us to deeply know this is the right person. You have found the right person. This is the person we are telling you just did this. But already the conspiracies are heavy online that this guy is a CIA agent. And let me explain. He had residency in Hawaii. And if you don't know, Hawaii is a hotbed for CIA assets and agents. It's just a fact. It's just, I don't know why. It just is. And actually, our great commander, the colonel that was in O'Shaughnessy, who was in the mountain of Cheyenne Mountain, he retired to Hawaii, which I thought was so interesting. So a lot of these guys end up either being in Hawaii, assigned to Hawaii, or whatever. I don't know why. I just know that's what it is. And so he came from Hawaii, and there's pictures of him in front of the White House, who he follows on Twitter, who is following him on Twitter. Before his account was taken down. Thankfully, a lot of people quickly were activated, went and started screenshotting. So we have all of that. I'll post that on my Twitter so you guys can go follow that feed. Make your own mind up. But at this point in time, what did you say last night? You said a couple of things last night. You said either.
I said the governor must come out and do his own investigation. And then sure enough, I don't know, 11 o'clock last night, I peeked. And sure enough, the governor is saying we're going to do our own internal investigation about this. Does anybody trust the FBI at this point? Seriously, is that even a thing anymore? Everybody knows that it can't be trusted. And by the way, it's come out that this supposed shooter, Ryan Routh or whatever, has made 19 political donations. Can you guess to which party?
I'm going to say the satanic globalists.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Also known as
demon rats. Elizabeth Warren. Remember Beto? Remember that character named Beto? I don't even know if he's still. Is he still around or whatever?
He is wearing women's dresses and performing in nightclubs. Is what I heard last.
Socialist communist Andrew Yang, wasn't he the guy that was saying everybody should just get these automatic payments from the government every month and all this stuff? And Tom Steyer, Tulsi Gabbard, interestingly, I think you mentioned that already, but he's made a lot of interesting donations. It's being found that he's on, remember the last supposed shooter that was on the building that we've already kind of all forgotten about, where Trump was apparently hit in the ear with an AR-15 bullet, whatever. Remember when it was coming out about him that, oh shoot, I just lost it.
Well, that he was in it. I know what you're going to say.
What?
That he was in a BlackRock commercial.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's in BlackRock commercial, and I just had it pulled up here though a second. But yeah, and now it's coming out with this guy that he was in some commercial promoting some weird. It might have been BlackRock.
BlackRock Corporation.
Yeah.
They
So
can't even...
at this point, I'm going to repeat what Candace Owens recently said. If you're not a conspiracy theorist at this point, you are not intelligent.
Okay. I just don't know what to say, you guys. Like, what? Okay. So what is the let's back up for a second. What is a conspiracy? First of all, it's a term dubbed by the CIA. Conspiracy
Otherwise
theorist
known
was
as the
literally
all
created.
seeing eye. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It was the conspiracy theorists when public, or you might say, or the government started using it at the assassination of JFK. And they called anybody that questioned the general narrative. There were people questioning the narrative at that time. You guys realize that? And they were calling them conspiracy. They dubbed them as conspiracy theorists. That's where it started. If you haven't watched Liz Crokin's film, you guys, what in the world are you waiting for? You must watch that. And the name of it is...
Hang on, I'll pull it up for everybody to see because it is so valuable. And she, this chick has been, you talk about people wanting to kill you. People want to kill Liz Crokin like crazy. They used to love her when she did Entertainment Tonight and when she was the, dropping the tea on all of the Hollywood starlets. But once she started talking about the children, once she started revealing what was happening in Hollywood, it was all downhill from there. I tell you what, it's called Out of Shadows.
Out of Shadows.
Yeah, let me share this up for you guys. And actually,
I'm guessing it's on YouTube if it hasn't been yanked, but
yeah, I'm going to see here real quick because actually, if it is, we can play the trailer real quick because I think, again, this is one of those things where oh yeah, there it is. Let's play it, guys. You ready? Take a listen.
Guys, come ahead. Try have a station, everybody.
That's good right there. Just picking up speed. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
The past 28 years, I've probably had one of the coolest jobs in the world.
U.S. intelligence was using motion pictures to alter the thinking of Americans in the United States.
There's a very small group of people that influence all the companies that we watch.
Exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Just disconnect for 5 minutes to figure out, what if I've been lied to? What if?
Oh boy. Yeah, that's true. And think about you guys, the nightly news and all this stuff that we used to watch when I was a kid that our parents watched. They had 2 or maybe 3 channels for the programming to come in. And it was completely controlled by people that are trying to push up brainwashing in a narrative. Peter Jennings is not who you think he was. Dan Rather is not who you think he was. Walter Cronkite is not who you think he was, even though back then they hid it better. These people are not who we think they are. They're controlled. Your Hollywood idols are not who you think they are. These musicians are not who you think they are. The ones who try to have independent thought and come out from under the matrix that they're in, they end up gone somehow, either gone by being unalived, or gone by being completely deplatformed, or gone by being placed in a mental institution. So again, if you're not a conspiracy theorist, I don't care. I'm not going to apologize for being a conspiracy theorist anymore, because all that means is it's a sign of intelligence, and you're way far ahead of the game, because what's conspiracy today in 2 months from now will be mainstream. It'll be news. And just like what happened in the debate, Cackling Kamala looked over and mocked DJT for saying anything about people in Ohio eating cats, but people Googled it and they looked it up, and sure enough, it's true. So they write it off as crazy extremists. She even said, that's a little extreme, isn't it? And then sure enough, that's how it always starts. And then within days, it was just, well, it's just a fact. So it just means you're ahead of the game. It's time for us to question everything that's been going on, question all the narratives that we're being told, don't react to the news stories coming out. And then, even question these 3 named individuals who are, it's very quick. The FBI comes out within like an hour. Oh, we got him. We know who it was. It was this guy. He was some sort of an extremist, and it's all done. We got it. We got it figured out. So I love the fact that, first of all, that we came up with the idea yesterday of Florida and the governor stepping up and saying, let's do our own internal investigation. And then sure enough, boom, they're doing it.
There we go.
I'm not taking credit for that.
Did you call DeSantis and say, lose the 5-inch boots and start an investigation? Is that what you told him?
I will neither, admit or deny that.
Well, I think
we'll just say that there's an investigation undergoing here. Hopefully it's a real one. And I don't know what's going on with Trump. Why on earth would he still be trusting the Secret Service around him or whatever? And I don't know what options he has.
I have some intel on. I do have some tea on that.
Good.
I have some tea on that. There's a couple of things. Number one, there is really one primary trusted Secret Service agent who was on vacation last time for the shooting in Pennsylvania. So that person who is Trump's number one guy was not with him at that event, by the way. And get this, the same guy, according to reports, the same Secret Service agent who is the most beloved and trusted by President Trump was scheduled to start vacation last night. Now, remember, they found the AK-47, or was it an AK-47? Is that what they found in the bushes?
This one, yeah, was this.
Yeah, on this one, an AK-47.
Reportedly.
Okay, reported, right? And the goggles and all that stuff. They found it in the bushes like it was going to be used for later. So I think that's interesting. And his number one trusted agent was supposed to be leaving for vacation, and clearly he's not leaving for vacation now. But I want to
supposedly too, it was a last moment decision to do that little golfing round.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then they had no time to plan this, and so that would mean there's an internal mole who sent the little text or whatever he or she did and said, this is where he's going to be. Now is your opportunity.
Yes. I agree with that. And I think I haven't figured out exactly how to pull back up the saved ones my bookmarks. I just found it. There's a lot going on, but there are old school Democrats who are for whatever reason, you think of like Dennis Kucinich, who was the campaign manager basically, or advised a lot with RFK on his campaign. And a lot of people have said there are still some reasonable, sound Democrats in the U.S. Senate. I don't know about the Congress. I think they're all insane in Congress. But I don't know if I saved this or not. I thought I did, but I hope I did. Well, one of the U.S. senators who's been on the investigation panel regarding the first assassination attempt has come out publicly speaking. I'm going to find that. I'm so sorry I don't have it here. I thought I did, but I don't. Really, really important, though, to know there are people who are trying to get to the bottom of it, but they are being thwarted. They're being thwarted by the DOJ. They're being silenced. And even when a congressional inquiry is done, it does not mean, as you all have learned now, that anything will happen. Take this, for example, Steve Bannon. He refused to come and testify before Congress, was found in contempt, and he's sitting in prison for it. Whereas Merrick Garland was called by the Congress to come in and give testimony. He refused to come and give testimony, and he is out running operations apparently to unalive President Donald Trump. So this is not an equal system that we're living under right now. So when a Democrat senator, a sitting senator, comes out and says this is bad, something's going on, we think the FBI has something to do with it. He literally said that, and they're being thwarted. They're not able to do anything about it. That's what people need to understand. I love congressional inquiries and I love the sound bites as much as you all do, but they're ineffective and they really don't do anything for we the people. But I want to point out something that Laura Loomer, I like, stay with me. I can't find her post that she did anymore on Twitter about this issue. But she had a post running last night, and I don't know if it got taken down. I don't know, but it's not here. It's not on either of her platforms. Well, there's been a lot of talk about Nikki Haley. Okay. Nick, do you guys all realize that Nikki Haley went public on the day, was it July 13th, that August 13th? What day was President Trump attempted to be assassinated the first time?
I don't know.
Sorry that I don't know that fact. It doesn't matter. On the day of, about 45 minutes before President Trump was shot on that day, Nikki Haley came out publicly saying she was being invited to speak at the RNC. That was a lie. President Trump did not invite Nikki Haley to come and speak at the RNC. Within 45 minutes of her making that public statement, there was an attempt on his life. Now, Nikki Haley is not a friend of Trump's. Okay. Nikki Haley is a warmonger. She is a John McCain Republican. Okay. So just do with that what you need to do with that. A Bush Republican. There's been some weird stuff happening as of late. So she lied about that. And she never admitted that she lied about it, by the way, that she was not invited to the RNC to speak. She just showed up, or she lied, said she was invited. And I think she eventually showed up or something. Now, here's where things get a little bit weird. If you're not following all of the deep connections of the Pennsylvania building, the Republicans who have partnered together, who've been working together, and then PR firms are working together. Nikki Haley just hired a brand new PR firm right before the second assassination attempt yesterday. It's just weird. It's just conjecture. Total speculation on my part, because this is an entertainment show. Don't take anything we say seriously, but it's interesting. And the fact that her husband stayed away her entire presidential, campaign that she tried to wage, he was never here. He was gone. And there was a lot of speculation about that too. He didn't come back till after she supposedly bowed out of the race. But she's no friend of President Trump's, I can tell you that. And everybody inside says that. So it's interesting. Keep your eyes on her. Watch that chick. Watch what she's doing. She hires a PR firm. Why is she hiring an elite PR firm? She's not going to be serving in Trump's campaign in his cabinet. I can tell you that for sure. Unless if he does what he did with John Bolton. And if you missed President Trump's tweet about John Bolton, you missed a real treasure. It was incredible because, John Bolton is now declaring, and maybe you need to share this one. John Bolton wants us to go to nuclear war with Russia.
Of course he does. And he, along with the other 200 supposed, rhino Republicans who are endorsing cackling Kamala, who in their right mind would endorse that being? Well,
yeah,
I'll tell you who. It's the deep state cabal, uniparty, warmongering, Satanist, loving to bomb children and take out entire, communities. That it's those types of people, and people are getting sick of it. Let me say really quick. Speaking of children, I just need to squeeze this in here, you guys. If you haven't joined yet for our Zoom Wednesday night, you need to come. There's tons and tons of crises going on all at once in America right now and in our lives, and we're being inundated with information. But probably definitely the top three, in my opinion, honestly, in the world, but especially United States, is our children's health. Children's health is a huge, huge issue. Right now, go to childrenshealth.info, childrenshealth.info, and
get
sign
over
up
there.
for our Zoom Wednesday night. We're going to have a medical doctor who is coming out of the medical matrix, coming out of big pharma. She's on her own awakening experience, and she's going to share some pertinent details with us about what we should stop doing as far as our children's health and what we should start doing with our children's health. Sharon and I are going to share personal testimonies with some of the things in our children. And then we're going to have some other testimonials on there about people who have gone through it and come out on the other side, whether it's children's gut health or brain health, that kind of thing. And of course, we're going to introduce you to who we love, a company that we absolutely love, who is very in tune with children's health and share products that we're using that are working. They're working. You guys, we have to be able to, there's crisis after crisis after crisis after crisis going on right now. We're going from one thing to the next to the next. We have to take control of what we can control right now. Like, I can't control anything that's going on with these supposed assassination attempts, except maybe try to get information out as we see it. But I can't control it. I can't control really even the deep state warmongers that are trying to create more and more and more wars in the Middle East and everywhere. And now with Russia and all that, I can't control it. What I can control right now is my health, and I can do my best to control the health of my children.
Yeah.
Childrenshealth.info, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Central Time. We want to get as many people out as possible to hear this information, and then also to help people switch over their spending so they can start giving good nutrition to themselves and to their children, and hear some powerful stories about how to do that. Childrenshealth.info. Sign up.
Everybody needs to be there. Everybody on here watching on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble.
Invite your friends too.
You need to join it. Invite your mama friends. Invite coaches, teachers.
Yep.
Everybody's seeing it, you guys. Everybody's seeing the morbid obesity, not just obesity, morbid obesity in our children. Everybody's got ADD, ADHD. Everybody's got diabetes. These kids have diabetes.
Yep.
Like, those are old people diseases.
And the neurological stuff is off the charts. It's just crazy.
So sad.
Crazy. The stats, we're going to share some stats and things like that. It's truly, it's sickening to see what's happening. And this is not by accident. This is a planned demolition of our children. It really is. And we want to get out of it. And we want to show you guys how to get out of it.
I want to point out, there is somebody on our Zoom today that I have not seen in years. And you talk about youth growing into young men, growing into strong men. And I just went, Austin, I want to give you a shout out. It's good to see you on here. It's been a number of years. Austin McChesney, very happy to have you on here. One of the things that people,
you just went on the blacklist, Austin. Sorry.
Sorry, Austin. Sorry. I hope I didn't just ruin your life. We have a friend who just got fired from her job for her association. So I hope that doesn't wreck your life too. But I'm so glad to have you here. So glad to see you've grown into such a fine young man. We knew it would happen. So good to have you on here. I also want to just point out too, things people don't know about you, the mister. Things people don't know about you is that you worked with at-risk youth. You served in the detention center for youth in Grand Junction, Colorado for almost 20 years. Served as the chaplain for a number of those years. So worked with really kids who were really struggling, really having a hard time. And can you kind of share a little bit of when you first started, the health of children there versus when you left?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about 1999-ish or 2000s when I started volunteering at Youth Corrections, and then was there through 2017 or so, and just saw sort of an evolution of health decline take place, and not just physical health, but also mental health, and also saw a major decline in how these facilities are being run. It is so sad. They've lost control. They let the youth run it now. They don't even call it corrections anymore. They call it services because they don't want to be in the business of correcting behavior. I guess I'm not sure what exactly they're doing, but it's a very sort of a liberal mindset and whatnot. But yes, when I first started, you had kids that would sit in a group for years. We had groups in there for years. You'd have the entire pod. We're talking, there's 3 different pods in the one I went to, and 30 kids in each pod, 20, 25 kids in each pod. You'd have almost the whole pod sitting in a circle, be talking, doing Bible stories and giving them the gospel, talking about different, deep life issues. And they're in tune. They're paying attention. The staff have everything under control. It's completely quiet. And we're having back and forth in these conversations. And you could read the Bible freely, and we could sing songs and all that. As the years progressed, the kids began losing their concentration big time. The staff began losing more and more control of the kids. They started changing their policies. Medications went up exponentially. I mean, by the time I left there, it seems like every single young person in there was on some type of medication. And of course, that happened as well. And when I worked in adult corrections, you see pretty much everybody in corrections on probation and all that. They're on pharmaceuticals. Very, very sad to see. But yeah, the kids especially. The common theme for troubled youth was lack of a healthy father figure. Most of the young people that are troubled, they I wouldn't say they have a good relationship with their mom, but they have a relationship with their mom. However, possibly dysfunctional it was, they still had a relationship, and many of them talked highly about their mom. Most of them had no father figure in their life, or they had a father figure who was terribly abusive and unhealthy and that kind of thing. And then another common theme was the so-called mental health issues or the mental health crisis amongst youth, and the abuse that's happened there from that standpoint. So, yeah, lots to talk about there. But the health and nutrition is so off the charts bad for these young people. And then you look in like adult jails and stuff too, which I've spent a lot of time in the jail system as well. The options for food in there. I mean,
we talked about this years ago.
Oh yeah, years ago, before you and I even really were awake to what was going on.
I think we had started on Juice Plus, and we were like,
yeah,
can't we just get these people taking Juice Plus, which we're not with them anymore, but I'm just saying they needed.
Or back then, yeah, it was almost like a V8. Like, can you have a V8
Yeah.
option instead of a Dr. Pepper, or have at least both options or whatever? And now we've just crossed the bridge where we're like, 99% of the stuff that they're eating in these facilities it's just deteriorating them mentally and physically. So again, it takes us back to what we're going to talk about Wednesday night. We want to take control of what we can control, and that's our health. You guys, I don't care how financially strapped you are, you can take care of your health. It's not expensive. It really isn't. I mean, we might talk about getting organic things and stuff like that, but the gist of it is you can take control with taking some very simple measures, and more importantly, of your kids' health. Like that's why we're so passionate about it. It's not just so we can try to live the healthiest lives we can and be mentally and physically able to combat whatever's coming, but also so our kids can think clearly and physically thrive, mentally thrive in the midst of toxic waste world that's trying to completely destroy our kids. So join us, children's health.info. Let's do it.
Can't wait to see all of you guys there. So we have 2 more topics we want to cover before we wrap up today. I have to share this because I mentioned it, and I have to share it because it's absolutely, it's just it's President Trump. And if there is someone who can make everything turn to gold, and I was saying, sometimes they're like, keep your enemies closer. Well, take a look at this. This was the I'm sorry that I can't enlarge my screen, but I think I told you guys my computer is like having serious problems. Anyway, Trump says about John Bolton, because John Bolton right now is saying we need to shoot nukes into Russia. That's John Bolton's solution. Let's go kill millions of more people. I found John Bolton to be one of the dumbest people in government, but I am proud to say I used him well. A total and unhinged warmonger, the red-faced boiler ready to explode, was one of those very stupid voices that got us into the Middle East quicksand. $7 trillion and millions of death later, nothing. The good news is that I won big negotiations with this moron by myself. When I brought him into a room with hostile foreign leaders, they thought I think that says going to war, and conceded all. So I think they thought if John Bolton was there, because he is a warmonger, that they would be truly going to war. This is one of the things I love about Donald Trump. He really does know, he can assess people very quickly and figure out what's going to be done with them. So I know that people say, that previous administration, I agree. President Trump recently just said that he was way too kind to Hillary. And he gave her a break instead of doing what he told all of us he was going to do, which is what? You'd be in jail. Yeah. He didn't do that. He tried to play by their rules, and now it has backfired on him. So, but for all of that, he's still amazing.
So all in his tactics. Yeah, he is. And just to be honest, all I think of when I think of John Bolton is, first, I think of, war mongering, war. Everything's about war. And then the other thing I think about is I always think about Michael Bolton. And then I get a little bit like sentimental. I'm like, man, Michael Bolton, man, playing that. What would he play? The trumpet or
The
whatever he played?
saxophone.
Sorry, saxophone.
Saxophone. This is long-haired Michael Bolton.
I want a
singing.
record, just for the record. I want a record of Michael Bolton's to play. I mean, of Michael Bolton. Yeah, not John Bolton.
yeah.
I don't want to listen to John Bolton, but I like to listen to Michael Bolton. Did Michael Bolton get the jab, or did he do anything stupid liberal? I don't know. I don't want to know. But
Don't tell us. Don't tell us, you guys.
Please don't tell us if he did.
Some things we just, we're holding on to the little fragments. But last thing I want to share today, and if there's anything that I missed, please fill in, or anything that a talking point we were going to talk about. But I need to share this with everybody as our last thing. I need everybody right now, as we're on Facebook right now, please hit the share button, invite people in. It's really simple. Just share it through your messenger, share it in, because we're going to talk for just a minute about the American Library Association. It ties into, once again, the targeting of children. We're talking about children's health, their wellness. Did you ever think that you would see a day where adults would on purposely be trying to traumatize and groom children, and using their positions of authority to do that, and then gaslighting all of us, calling us book burners, and we're on the wrong side of history. It's 1984 because of us parents. So I want to share this. I did do a live yesterday talking about this because of what's happening in the teeny tiny towns across the country where they have the little local libraries. Okay. I want to introduce you guys to a woman named Emily Drabinski. And I'm going to make this quick. I'm not going to elaborate on it. I'm going to elaborate it on my show this weekend. So do not miss our Patriot TV show. I will be having the World Library Association head on with me to help people get out of the American Library Association and into a supportive organization that does not require you to groom and sexualize children. Okay. So we're going to dive in deeper on our weekend show on Patriot TV. It's patriot.tv. Okay. Just type it in, patriot.tv, every weekend. And actually there's some changes there, some big news I have to share with you guys. But anyway, I want you to meet Emily Drabinski, and then I'm going to leave this here for now because they're targeting your small little local rural libraries. We've already seen they've been doing the Pride thing for a number of years now. Okay. Remember, it was the libraries that started bringing the grown men in with their genitalia exposed at times, pretending to be women, dressing in drag, and shoving their queerness down the throats of 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. And whenever a father, you guys saw the videos, I don't have to remind you, you saw the videos of fathers coming in saying, WTH is going on here, and attempting to even physically remove these men dressed up as drag queens who were catering to babies, trying to create trauma and confusion and fracture them right there. Okay. So I want to introduce you to Emily Drabinski because she is the president of the American Library Association. She has a book that she's put out. I think it's called That Lesbian. I think that's what it's called. She's super bizarre, but guys, I need you to hear this, and then we're going to wrap up our time today. I just want to drop this on you because it's important when we're talking about the health and well-being of our children. I go to the library. Neil, I was at the library like every week, huh? Mm-hmm. With our kids. I mean, that's just what we did. We didn't have a lot of money and we wanted to read books all the time, and we would be at the library every single week. And I found it to be a really awesome place, a really safe place. I trusted them, my kids being there. I didn't leave them there, but trusted being there, that they were going to be okay. But it was usually in the adult section. And so I was like, well, it's a controlled environment, right? Which I agree with that. I don't think it's a church. A library is not a church. They're going to have stuff you don't like. But this specific targeting and exposing children to sexual material. Take a listen to this, you guys, okay? Take a listen. This is Emily Drabinski. She is the president of the American Library Association. And by the way, her perspective is not new. Listen.
Yesterday, who posted a photo of herself holding the book Genderqueer on Twitter and was placed on administrative leave. And not in Texas, not in Georgia, but in New York State, one of the bluest states in the country, right? Good. So this is a moment where we're like getting sort of attacked on all sides. And I just see happening is a real need for a professional association like ours to talk in explicit ways about the ways we can organize with each other to fight back against some of the stuff that we're facing, that we need the skills to build collective power, right? So like stronger together. It's
what are your pronouns?
you have to get together, and there are some techniques of getting together.
Explicitly?
Yesterday.
Okay, so this is Emily Drabinski. You need to follow her on Twitter, and I'm going to be sharing a lot more about her in the coming weeks. I'm going to continue to drip about this because I think it's really important. There are people who've been trustees on your library boards who they have put your local library under this association. It is not required by law or funding, by the way. They have chosen to be under this umbrella of the American Library Association, and therefore they put out everything that the American Library Association wants them to. That's how we started getting all the rainbow stuff and the tables during Pride Month in the kids sections, and then eventually drag queen story time. And I want to point something out. No parent lost their minds with the American Library Association or any library until you brought those grown men in with their genitalia hanging out, queerizing little kids. Okay. That's when parents said, no. But then we learned that there was all this pornography, these books that had tremendous scenes of pornographic, of illicit sex acts in the little kids' book section, you guys. It's not like, I'm not being dramatic. This is what we found. See, because we trusted them before, but then they went too far and had grown men coming in, pretending to be drag queen women, whatever, with their genitalia hanging out, confusing children. And that's when we went, wait a minute, if they're letting this happen and it's so obvious, what did they sneak in that we didn't see? And then parents started investigating. And that's what's happened. So this chick, Emily Drabinski.
You put chick in quotes, or
I don't know how she identifies. Looks like a chick sort of to me.
Can we be respectful and just think about that before we just assume?
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
And you know what
else? Sorry.
We need to have an explicit conversation, don't we? Explicit. Isn't it interesting that he, she, they, them used the word explicit? What's on your mind? What do you mean by that?
She's a sexual deviant. I think she's a total deviant because I don't use that word.
We don't know. Can we just, again,
sorry.
We don't know. He, she, they, them.
Sorry. This is all for entertainment purposes.
Yeah,
this is not a news program today.
Absolutely,
this is just our, conjecture. Conjecture,
can
Emily.
Can I ask a question and make a statement before we wrap up? Or did you want to keep going?
I just want people, I want people to just start getting this in their heads. American Library Association, Emily Drabinski, because I'm not going to let this go. What they're doing, how they're dividing communities, how they tried for years to sneak things in. They were being deceitful and double-minded, pretending they were one way when they were really another. And these board trustees of your libraries were going along with it. And now they're confused as to why you're mad as hell and not going to take it anymore. So that's all I want to say.
You know what? You're so full of hate.
I have one more thing. Not a great segue, but before you say what you want to say, speaking of hate, I need to share this with you guys about the mister. And I know you're going to share, and I want you to share, but I wanted to share this about you. He is the great fermenter.
Oh, okay. That you can do this. I thought you were going to show like a almost naked picture of me or something like that. I'm like, nope, we're not going to do that.
I'll save that for another time. I want to show
the late show
on the late show. You guys, there was this one time. So I used to host trainings in my house, and they used to be really early in the morning because I really like doing things in the morning so I can get on with my day. I would host these trainings in my house, and I had this lady that came like an hour early. And I was like, well, just sit here and hang out with me we had this, breakfast bar, whatever. And she was facing towards my bedroom door, and I was looking at her, so I couldn't see anything going on behind me. And Neil did not know that she was there yet. And for whatever reason, he was taking a shower down the hall instead of in our bathroom, which I don't really know why you were doing that, actually.
Do we really need to share this over?
We must have not known. There must have been something wrong with the shower. Anyway, here's what I need you to know. Neil comes, like every man does, running down the hall, completely buck naked, which of course they would do that on the day when somebody's at your house early. And she just lost her mind. It was so funny. It was so funny. She was traumatized completely. And poor Neil.
We'll never get over that.
It was just so funny. So she got a training and a show, 2 for 1 that day. It was amazing. But actually, I want to share this with you guys. So we are health fiends. And I have to say, Neil has taken it to a whole new level. He is fermenting basically everything we eat.
Yes.
Everything we eat.
What are we fermenting there?
So this is fermented organic peanut butter, you guys, and it
Yes, there
is
we go.
amazing.
good.
It is next level. My mouth waters thinking about eating the peanut butter more than like regular, because it has this
Yeah.
little slight, I don't even know, it just
Yeah,
has this
it does.
even better taste than normal. What does fermenting do for people, and why do you ferment everything? And you're fermenting coconut milk right now. What does
Yeah,
fermenting do
it's
for people?
just so absolutely outstanding for your gut health and
Mhm.
so many issues in the body. If you get your gut health right, which I've been working on for years and years, your
Mhm.
whole body just starts to love you, and the
Mm.
inflammation goes down and the pain goes down and the sleep gets better and the weight gets
That's right.
better. And so we don't eat nearly the fermented foods that they used to eat. Instead of cooking foods, or they would partially cook, but they would
Mm.
ferment foods back in the day. And so we're getting more into it. The peanut fermented organic peanut butter is so good, and the fermented, of course, I say organic, it's just assumed, but the organic coconut cream or coconut milk fermented is so good. We're trying to have fermented foods every day, and they're
So
not
good.
expensive. And I probably need to like start my own business or something with that. So, but
Well,
listen,
there is a fermented fairy already, and you don't
yep,
get to
she
take
is.
that
That's
one.
great. Google
Yeah.
fermented fairy and she'll come up. She's awesome. She's awesome. Awesome. You can get, you can get all kinds of stuff there.
Okay.
Speaking
Yes.
of fermented foods, can we just ask a question here? Where is PETA? Sharona, have you heard from PETA with this whole cat debacle?
Let me just check and see if they're saying anything at all. I'm just going to check and
Is
see.
it being shared, by the way? Is my screen being
What?
shared? My screen.
Not yet.
Oh, well, you need to share it. Sorry.
Oh,
We were
oh.
off cue. Now I have to start over again. Here's
Oh,
the
no.
question. Where is PETA? Just
I'm
pretend like
disappointed.
we're rolling back and you're sharing now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see it?
Yeah. Incredible.
All the cats want to know. All the cats want to know. And then I have not only that, I also want to, and if you guys hear from PETA, or if PETA is making a statement about this, we need to know. But for some reason, it seems like PETA's been silent about the raw cat.
Oh, wait a second. They have not been silent.
They
Hang on a
haven't?
second.
Did you find something?
Well, okay, you guys, it's not what we think, but it is interesting. So this is scheduled to go out. PETA is doing work in Ohio, okay? And on June 11th, there was this horrendous crash that killed 70 pigs. So check this out. So PETA isn't necessarily talking about cats and dogs yet, but look at what PETA was going to put out. Now, have they done it yet? I don't live in Ohio, so I don't know. But they were planning to place billboards in Ohio saying, "I'm me, not meat." I fully expect the people of Ohio to put up faces of cats on these billboards.
Ooh,
I fully expect it to happen.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yes. Oh, there it is. I'm me, not meat.
Yep. They just
See
need
the
to
individual.
put a little cat right in there. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Well,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right.
I'm going to share something now. Let's see. This is the last thing I'll share. Okay. And this is just a fact. This has been scientifically proven. Okay. We sharing it?
I am.
Kamala hates me. Kamala hates me. So we went from Hillary to Kamala, or Hillary to Scamala. Hillary would kill, take out the people.
Yeah.
Kamala's taking out the cats.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to spread that far and wide. Now, I did find out something too. This has been scientifically proven. If you don't believe me, just ask and I'll tell you that the same cackling demon that has possessed and taken over Hillary has also possessed and taken over cackling Kamala. It's science. Just listen to them. It's the same cackle. It's the same cackling demon.
Do we have a video?
Most people don't even know that there's cackling demons, but I do. I witness them all the time. I mean, people can look up. I mean, this would be great to have a producer. Who has we talked
I
about?
am your producer.
Oh,
I'm your
well, you
producer.
can pull
Just
up
tell me
this,
what you need.
you pull up 5 seconds of the cackling Hillary, and then 5 seconds of cackling Kamala, and you'll see it's science. It's the same demon. It's the same one.
Well, let's just see if I can real quick, okay? I mean, you guys, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, at least we're going to get this first one, and then I'll find the next one, okay? So everybody watch. You ready? Tell me if they sound the same. And I agree with you. Well, let's just hear it. Let's just hear it. You guys hear it. Drop in the comments. Tell me, do you think this sounds the same? Okay, here we go. Let's check it out.
Hotel Rwanda, the Clinton cackle, and the Cubs. Hey everybody, I'm Tony Masilis. This is irregularly scheduled programming. Dave Letterman's interview with Paris Hilton is one of the most popular videos
okay, here we
online.
go. Here we go.
Yes.
Well, the Clinton cackle, and it's big fodder for the political blogs and the conservative talk shows right now. Some political types are questioning.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, okay, all right.
Hang on. I'm gonna find. Now we got to find.
I prefer calling it the Hillary cackle. The Hillary cackle and the Kamala cackle. They both hate.
Oh my word! Here it comes.
They both hate humans and they both hate cats. This has been scientifically proven.
Let me see if he shows it. Hang on. Hang on. They're talking about it. Hang on. But we need to hear it.
I'm sure there's a side by side now of both cackles.
Well, we need to find it. So next time we'll have it because they're talking about it, but there is no video. There's no video on Kamala's cackle that you can just pull up like you can Hillary. Boy, is that prejudice. Let me just check one more thing. Hang on. Let me just see.
It's a lower level. It's a lower level demon that's inhabiting both of them.
People are talking about it, but they're just not.
Good.
Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on. The only thing I have to say about I'm going to say this about Hillary. At least Hillary did not do all this word salad nonsense. I can give her that kind of credit. I think she was away. You understood, except for when she did her weird, like when the demon possession would take over, or she needed some extra pink stuff. But by and large, listen to this nonsense.
Present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because it comes in the morning.
Cue the demon. Cue the demon. Oh, that was so small. Yeah, we should have clips ready.
They're not willing to share it anyway. We will. We'll do some side-by-side stuff, but honestly, we got to wrap it up today. We got to get to work. You guys all need to get back to work and stop watching this show. Purely entertainment, by the way, speculation only. Thank you guys for being with us today. Neil, can you close us out? Oh, and don't forget, two things. Don't forget Wednesday, make sure you get over and register childrenshealth.info, childrenshealth.info. Get over there and register so you guys can all be with us. It is not going to be streamed live. It's not going to be for the masses. It's only for those who have come in, and we will be vetting you to just check. We don't allow idiots we don't allow any left-wing psychopaths who are following this channel right now. We're not going to let you into our Zoom. Sorry. We know who you are. So we'll check those and vet those, but largely everyone else who registers, you are welcome and invited to come. So share this with your friends and family and make sure that they're going to be there. And then secondly, the good news I wanted to tell you guys, we are going to be going back to, we're not just going to be weekend edition anymore. So we're going to go back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday shows. 4 o'clock Eastern time, 4 to 5 hour slot on patriot.tv. And Fridays will be live. TV. And who knows, maybe we'll move it into Monday and Wednesdays being live again. I don't know. We'll have to see. We have so much going on. It's hard to do that. But Fridays will be live. So you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to go on. That will start the last week of the month. So we're going to be going back to 3 day a week and really pushing our programming out. You guys know what we didn't fight for, what we didn't strive for. Like this has been such a really incredible organic opportunity. America's Mom, just everything that we've done has come from what we believe in and what we think is valuable and important, never for a paycheck, never for a degree that I got or something like that. We just really believe in what we're doing. And so there's nothing that's going to prohibit us from saying what's true or what's real, having people on that are controversial. I've had Tim Hale on now. He is the controversial political persecuted prisoner from January 6th. And the government feels that they can go after him and destroy his life because he did a picture of him looking like Adolf Hitler as a joke. So we are not going to shy away from anything. Sometimes it's just a matter of understanding, because a lot goes into figuring out the topics that you guys want us to talk about if we haven't talked about them before, or specific people that we want to do justice to their story. So just keep that in mind. But Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, we are going to be back. It's patriot.tv. And I hope you guys will catch us over there. It is free when you watch the first show. But if you want to catch up with our previous shows, you got to go behind the paywall and subscribe. But there is a lot of benefits to that subscription. So check it out, patriot.tv. And I'm going to be looking forward to being with you guys on a more consistent basis again, especially as we head into the elections and covering the things that are the most important. It really is just an honor. So appreciate all of you guys.
Okay, guys, remember to keep your eyes single and your whole body will be full of light.
Thank you, babe.